Since 2007, through competitive volleyball, our purpose is to build up the hearts, minds, and bodies of young people through the experiences they have with Revolution Volleyball Club. With over 80 years of combined club, high school, and collegiate coaching experience, our coach's mission is to transform young people into confident leaders to contribute to their team, club, and community. Thank you for your interest in Revolution Volleyball Club. My name is Dan Labonte, and I'm entering my 9th season as Director of Revolution and have over 20 years of coaching experience. Previous teams I've coached have been nationally ranked while training numerous student athletes who have been named high school All-Americans, State Player of the Year, and multiple All-State honors. For the past 11 years, I've served as a volunteer assistant coach for the Shippensburg University women's team. As Revolution's Executive Director, my responsibilities include technical direction, coach development, athlete collegiate recruitment, and maintaining and advancing the mission of the club. For our 2019-2020 informational video, we will focus on the following points: Revolution Volleyball Club history and mission, teams and staff, training, design, and logistics, tournament and travel, projected fee structure, and recruiting support. At Revolution, we take great pride in coaching the game the right way. We recognize that every young person we work with is unique and has a purpose. Our goal is to help them recognize that purpose and help them to manifest that purpose in a team environment. In their time at Revolution, we want to turn your daughters into confident leaders who are ready to take on the world around them.
The Pittsburgh branch of Revolution is planning to field one team at each age level from 14s through 18s. These teams will compete in the open level within our KRVA region and at most events. There are a few larger tournaments at which we will enter teams in the Premier, National, or USA division. These are still highly competitive levels that will challenge our teams. In some instances, we will play our teams up in age level to create an appropriate match to our team's size and skill level. The goal for us in building a schedule is to challenge our teams, provide exposure for our athletes, and give opportunities for success. We field teams consisting of 9 or 10 athletes. While playing time is not guaranteed, we look to place athletes on teams in a way that will allow for individual growth and a positive experience. Tryout registration is currently open, and you can register on our website. To determine the age at which you should try out, consider how old the athlete will be next September 1st in 2020. Occasionally, an athlete has to play up with girls in the grade above her. This is most common in players with a summer birthday. For example, an 8th grader typically plays at the 14s age level, but an 8th grader who turns 15 next July would need to play up at the 15s age level. For various reasons, an athlete sometimes chooses to play up in age level. Please note that in your registration, and we can discuss it during the tryout week. Revolution might also look to give an athlete an offer to play up in age level, and again, this will be discussed at tryouts. We are very excited to provide our athletes with an exceptional staff of individuals who are committed to bringing professionalism, passion, and positive training to all of the Rev athletes. Our returning coaches have over 80 years of experience under their belts. Many of our coaches have personally played at the highest high school, club, and collegiate levels and have resumes that include national championships, high school and college All-Americans, professional players from overseas, collegiate coaches, and multiple state championships. We have added 4 new coaches to the Revolution Pittsburgh staff: Peter Manget, Natalie Cohen, Dion Draco, and Danielle Wall, and we welcome back Courtney Frost. We are looking forward to what they will bring to the Rev Gym.
At Revolution, we take pride in the approach to training. We understand that the decision to participate in club volleyball includes a significant investment of time, money, and commitment from both players and parents over a 7-month period of time. 80% of that investment is tied to practice, 20% to tournaments and competitions. As a result, the coaching staff works hard to develop and implement high-quality training sessions. Over the past 4 years, both the athletes at Revolution and coaches bring a high level of intensity to the gym. We literally get 120 minutes of training or more in a 2-hour practice. In fact, we find that almost every athlete is usually on the floor playing short court or working on a specific skill before the official start of practice. The Hogan rule refers to the fact that we have some athletes who spend up to 5 hours in a car for a 2 hour practice, 3 times per week, for 7 months. As a result, we work hard to ensure that we get the maximum training benefit with very little downtime. That training is built around the 4 pillars of athletic excellence. In this diagram, you can see the 4 pillars stacked on top of each other. For those new to Revolution, we discuss these pillars in some manner at almost every practice. It is our goal to help each student athlete develop in each pillar: athleticism, volleyball-specific skills, volleyball IQ, which is the mental aspect of understanding the game, and the intangibles pillar. Intangibles are those critical areas that are hard to see or measure, but often the difference maker in an athlete or team. Examples include communication, competitive spirit, teamwork, body language, overcoming adversity, and leadership. The red zigzag shows that most athletes and even teams will experience some ups and downs, but over the 7-month season, we see less variation in performance and definitely show an upward trajectory. Revolution is a feedback-rich environment. There's no magic in sports. We focus on fundamental drills and concepts with a high level of attention to detail and very specific feedback. We use a common language across all of our coaches to ensure consistency for the girls. We also monitor growth over the season through the use of video and other tools. Revolution athletes build confidence through the hard work conducted in the shadows of practice. We put the girls in a position to succeed in the spotlight of an actual game by helping them push themselves in practice. This works because the girls interested in playing at Revolution have high expectations for themselves and a true passion for the game. Often, the girls will tell us that Revolution practices are the highlight of their day. By the time we get ready for a competition, they are so focused and energized they can hardly wait to put on the uniform jersey. Other parts of training will address strength, flexibility, conditioning, nutrition, and rest. At Revolution, December is a special training month. Whether it is an 18-year-old player who is already committed to a Division I college or a 14-year-old still developing the fundamentals, all Rev athletes work through the same progression of skills and drills in the first 6 to 8 practices. It is a fundamental focus with a fast-paced practice design. This approach helps remove the rust and bad habits that can easily form. It also serves to help the teams begin to bond and the level of conditioning to increase. We layer concepts of volleyball IQ throughout this initial foundation.
As in the past few seasons, we will continue to use training facilities in the North Allegheny School District and at Pro Sports in Monroeville. We are adding a new location for weekend practices this year at Grit Athletics in the Swissvale area. Our projected practice schedule will be as follows. On the weekends, all Rev teams will practice either Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. at Pro Sports or on Sundays from 12:30 to 2:30 at Grit. The North United Volleyball Club will be sending 2 teams to train with our Rev 14s team during these weekend practices. On Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m., all 5 of the Rev teams will train at the North Allegheny Intermediate School. On Thursdays, our 15s through 18s will train at Pro Sports from 6 to 8 p.m. Our 14s will have a third practice with the North United Club on some Thursday evenings at locations in the Shaler area. We are currently entering our teams in the events that we have selected that are open for registration. This list is our projected schedule for the 16s team, and our 15s and 17s would play a similar schedule. There is a slightly different list of events for the 14s and the 18s. As event registrations are completed and our spots are secured, we will continue to update the Rev website. For the 2020 season, we are planning to send our 18s to the USAV Nationals in Reno at the start of May. For other teams, attending Nationals will be an option, but we are not building it into our budget. We feel the regular season schedule we have created will provide athletes with many opportunities for competitive play and recruiting, as well as exposure. We want to be considerate of the length of the season, and one that stretches from December through the end of June can be very long. As many of you know, some tournaments require athletes and staff to use hotel accommodations that have been set aside specifically for the event. For the 2020 season, these stay-and-play tournaments will be the only events that Revolution will be providing a block for you. For all non-stay-to-play events, families will have the choice to secure accommodations wherever they would like. We suggest that teams looking to stay in the same hotel use their team parent to organize a block of rooms. Our budget has been finalized and our advertised projected cost has been established. These dollar amounts are based on the tournament entry fees, coaching fees, facility use, and registration and administrative fees. Our budget is based on a 9-person team. These numbers are subject to change, but should only be altered to benefit you, not by going up. We will be asking for a large payment at the November parent meeting, as there are many expenses that must be covered at the start of the season. Your remaining balance will be due in equal payments in December, January, and February. We are looking at an option to allow for credit card payments this season, thereby providing you with an option to extend your payments out over time. The Nike uniform package is identical to last year. Those athletes needing the entire package or pieces from the package will have the option to pay for these items and order them on their own. Those athletes playing for Revolution last season should not need any new equipment and have no additional expenses this year. Early on in the season, the Rev staff will host a recruiting workshop that will help inform and shape the work that is to be done by athletes, parents, and coaches to ensure that our players are working through the recruiting process in a way that will provide them opportunities to play at the next level. We take into consideration the many aspects of making a choice for academics and athletics beyond high school. We also will take advantage of the many resources, contacts, and connections of our staff to network with college coaches all around the country. We are proud of the number of athletes who are Rev graduates that have gone on to make a huge impact on their college teams. The Revolution Pittsburgh 2019 tryouts will bring opportunities for returning Rev players and new players to be considered for the 2020 season. Tryout week is tough on everyone. There are great options for club volleyball in and around Pittsburgh, and we encourage families to do their homework and research each program that you are considering. We ask players to try out at multiple clubs and weigh all options. We want to be sure that everyone can find the best possible fit for a club team. We are very proud of the reputation that Revolution Pittsburgh has earned and the hard work that has gone into the successes of the last few seasons. We look to continue to foster an atmosphere of positive hard work with great relationships between our athletes, parents, and staff. This picture was taken as our Revolution 16s and 17s walked out of the Kentucky Expo Center at the conclusion of the 2019 JVA World Challenge. Those teams finished first and second place in their respective divisions and earned a paid entry into the AAU Nationals event last summer. This picture is one of the many empty gym photos that we proudly send out in our post-tournament Reflections recap emails. If you can collect these photos, you know you are getting it done in the spotlight and in the shadows. If you have any questions that you would like answered, please feel free to contact Dan Labonte or Heidi Miller. Thank you for your interest in Revolution, and we can't wait for the 2020 season to begin.